Let's say it plain. The ancient Egyptians were black people. The statues, the mummies, the writings of ancient historians, the art on temple walls all confirm what our eyes already see. Wide noses, full lips, tightly coiled hair, dark skin. Kemet, as the people themselves called their land, means the Black Land. Not just for the rich soil of the Nile, but also for the people who lived upon it. Yet, over centuries, this truth was erased, rewritten, and painted over by invaders, by colonizers, by scholars who could not accept that black Africans were the builders of the greatest civilization the world had ever known. Today, we set the record straight. We uncover the erasure, name those who hid the truth, trace the migrations of black Egyptians into Africa, and honor the first dynasties of kings with unmistakably African features. This is the true identity of ancient Egypt. Let's begin with the evidence. The Egyptians called their home Kemet. Archaeologists agree this word translates as the Black Land. The Greek historian Herodotus, who traveled Egypt in the 5th century BCE, described Egyptians as black-skinned with woolly hair. Aristotle confirmed that Egyptians and Ethiopians had the same complexion. The walls of temples and tombs back this up. Look at the reliefs from Saqqara, at the paintings in Luxor, at the statues of the Old Kingdom. Broad noses, thick lips, coiled hair, African features. Even the mummies tell the same story. Ramses II, when studied in Paris in 1974, was described as having Negroid characteristics. We do not need complicated theories. We only need our eyes. The Egyptians were Africans living on African soil with the phenotype of black people. But if the truth is so clear, why have we been taught something else? The erasure began with conquest. When Alexander the Great invaded Egypt in 332 BCE, Greeks took over and imposed their own image on the throne. The Ptolemies Greek rulers presented themselves as pharaohs. Later, when Rome conquered Egypt, they too erased African heritage from its story. Fast forward to the 18th century, Napoleon's soldiers entered Egypt in 1798 and were stunned by the colossal monuments. But the faces they saw, African faces, contradicted Europe's own racist beliefs. To admit the truth would mean admitting that black people created civilization's foundation. So the truth was buried. European scholars in the 19th and 20th centuries classified Egyptians as Mediterranean or even Caucasian. Paintings of dark-skinned Egyptians were lightened in books. Museums mislabeled artifacts. Hollywood cast white actors to play Cleopatra, Ramses, and Nefertiti. The people behind this erasure were not just individuals. They were entire systems, colonial powers, racist academics, and cultural industries that wanted Africa's glories stolen and repackaged. History does not stand still. As Egypt fell to foreign rule, many of her people moved south and west, into Nubia and Kush, into Sudan and Ethiopia, into West Africa, carrying with them the spiritual practices, the royal traditions, the symbols, and the knowledge of Kemet. This is why echoes of Egypt appear in West African culture, in the sacred masks of the Yoruba, in the geometric designs of Mali, in the reverence for ancestors across the continent. These migrations prove that Egypt was not separate from Africa. Egypt was Africa, and Africa was Egypt. Now let's call the names of the kings and show their true faces. Nama, the first unifier of Upper and Lower Egypt, depicted with African features. Jet of the first dynasty art shows tightly curled hair, unmistakably black. Khufu, builder of the Great Pyramid, his statue reveals broad features we see in Africans today. Mentuhotep II, reunifier of Egypt carved in black stone, his appearance undeniably African. Ramses II, whose preserved remains revealed Negroid traits. And the 25th dynasty, Kushite Pharaohs Pia, Shabaka, Tahaka kings from Nubia who conquered Egypt and ruled as black pharaohs restoring its power. Each one bore the phenotype of the African. Wide nose, full lips, woolly hair, dark skin. The evidence is not hidden, it is in plain sight. For too long, the truth of Egypt has been denied. But lies cannot stand against stone, against DNA, against memory. The Egyptians were black, their civilization African, their kings and queens, our ancestors. When we reclaim this truth, we reclaim more than history, we reclaim pride, identity, and power. The Nile still flows. The monuments still stand, and the story of Kemet still belongs to its rightful children, the people of Africa, the descendants of the Black Land. The world may have tried to erase us, but we are still here, and history at last speaks our name.